Assalamu alaikum everyone. In today's video we are going to solve questions 7 and 8 of the exercise 3.5. So we are still following skill 3.5. This is question number 7. A teacher surveyed her class of 43 students to find out how they prepared for their exam. So there are some students who prepared through flashcards, some prepared through review assignments, and some prepared through notes. So data is given to you that how many are used which material to help them study. What we need to do is that we need to find out the remaining students who did not use any of the three things, and then also we need to create subset diagram, Venn diagram with subset labeled notes, flashcards, and review to represent how the students prepared for the test. So we need to do two things in the question. First of all, we will create Venn diagram, and secondly, we will calculate at the end that how many students didn't prepared through all these three methods. Let's write down the data. N of total. Let me change the color. So the total number of students NT are 43. So the number of students who prepared through flashcards, so I'm using F for flashcard, were 24. So the number of students who studied through notes, N for notes, were 14. And the number of students who prepared through review assignment, I'm using R for that, so they were 27. So now there are some overlapping, you can say, values also. So we have 12 completed through the review and made flashcard also. So R union, in the R intersection F, those who made through both of them, they are how many? 12. So you can see in the question. So then there are 9 that completed review and studied their notes as well. So review intersection N. So they are how many? 9. 7 made flashcards. 7 students made flashcards and studied their notes. So our F intersection N would be 7. And there are 5 students who did all the three things. So N of R intersection N intersection F would be 5. So basically we know all the data. So this is not very difficult question. So we need to find out that how to draw Venn diagram. So let's make the Venn diagram of all these three overlapping sets. So I have made 3 circles. This is flashcards. The other circle is notes. And the third circle is review assignments. So you can see that they are overlapping circles. So there are total 7 sets or subsets now formed after drawing this Venn diagram. So the intersection is 5. So you can write down 5 with this. This is the most common point. So we will start from this point. So now F intersection N is 7. So this area is F intersection N. So 5 is already there. So 7 minus 5, 2 students will come in this area, so that the total 7 will stay in the area. So now R intersection N. This is the area of R intersection N. 5 are already there. So 9 minus 5, 4 students will come in this area, in this subset. So now let's talk about the common area of flashcards and review assignments, this area. So 5 are already there, so we will do 12 minus 5. So there are 7. So we have discussed in detail in question number 5 that how we are going to, or why we are going to subtract these. So now let's talk about the remaining sets. So the flashcards total value was 24, but we have already added 3 of them. We have separated them. So we will subtract 7, 2 and 5 from 24 to get the number of students who are only using flashcards. So it's 14 in total. So 10 students are only using flashcards for preparation of exam. So now let's talk about notes. The total students who are using notes are 14, but we need to subtract 2, 4 and 5, sorry. So it would be 14 minus 11. So 3 students who are using only notes for preparation. So now moving on to the last part, review assignments. 27 students were there. So we need to subtract 7, 5 and 4. So 27 minus 16, it would be 11 students who are only using review assignments. So now you can see the first part is done. We have made Venn diagram. Now let's move on to second one. I have made a rectangle on top of this Venn diagram to represent the number of students who are not part of any of the set. So now you can see 43 were total students. So I will subtract values of all the sets which I have calculated. So it would become 43 minus alright, let me write it down. So it would be 43 minus, so I need to add rest of the values, 10, 2, 3, there are 7 values in total. So I will add them together and then I will subtract them from 43. 10 plus 3 plus 11 plus 2 plus 7 plus 4 plus 5. So if I add all these values, I am getting 42. So 43 minus 42 if I do, so there is only one student who is not preparing with any of the 3 above mentioned methods. So that is the answer of second part of this question. So moving on to next question of the exercise, which is question number 8. So this question is in a survey conducted by a Pakistani music app. 70 users participated to create, there is a misprint, playlist featuring 3 music genres, Qawwali, Ghazal and drama original soundtracks, OSTs. So then the data is given how many are from which group. You can see that we will make 10 users included both Qawwali and Ghazals. 15 users combined Ghazals with drama OST. So then there were 8 participants who included songs from all the 3 genres. So then we need to create a Venn diagram. So visually represent the playlist preferences, labeling the subsets as Qawwali, Ghazal, drama OST, and indicate the number of participants in each of the section based on the provided data. So there are again 3 sets, 3 overlapping sets. So one is Qawwali, it is mentioned in the question also. The second one is, first one is Qawwali, then the second set is Ghazal, and the third is drama OST. so only we will write OST. So this is the visual representation which we are going to make. So Venn diagrams, you should know, help us draw visually the data. So statement, just imagine that you need to read a whole this statement and you need to view a Venn diagram. So which one is better? So you can decide that also. So we will start filling from the center point. 8 participants were having interest in all the 3 subsets, all the 3 sets. So we will put 8 in the middle. So now the participants who are having interest in ghazal and drama were 15. So 15 minus 8 will become 7. So now the participants who had interest in qawwali and ghazals total are 10. When we will subtract 8, so there are 2 in this category. So now the participants who have interest in qawwali and OST, it's not mentioned here. So we will put a 0 here. There are no overlapping values. So it's not given. So when it is not given, it means that this part is unknown part, or a 0 we can place there. So we will place a 0 here. So now the participants who are basically having interest in qawwali, the total were, you can see, 20. So we will again do the same as we did in previous question. So 20 minus 2 plus 8. So it would be 10. 10 participants who selected qawwali songs only. So now similar way we will find out the rest of the 2 subsets. So 25 preferred ghazals. So but we need to subtract the overlapping parts. So 2 plus 8 plus 7. If we do this subtraction, so 25 minus 17 would be 8. So moving on to the last subset, OSTs. So you know that OSTs, the total are 30. So you need to subtract 8 plus 7. So 8 plus 7 is 15. So 30 minus 15 would be 15. So there are 15 participants who selected only OSTs from the collection. So that's all for this question. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care.